I have to complain about something. I really do. A few years back, I really tore into Bitcoin. I thought it was a bad investment. I thought tons of people would lose money, and I thought it would never catch on. Fast forward to today, Bitcoin is trading over $125,000 a share, a coin. That is a lot of money. There's three things that have recently happened across the globe, which is really changing my mind about the viability of Bitcoin and its place in a well-diversified portfolio. The first thing is that governments are starting to stockpile it and regulate it. That in itself is speaking volumes to what governments around the world believe the place of Bitcoin will be in the future. The United States has created a national stockpile. There's countries in South America that are creating those stockpiles, and there's also countries in Southwest Asia and Asia that have started national stockpiles of Bitcoin. Those actions by itself will not only take Bitcoins out of the system, decreasing the supply, it will at the same time increase the viability of it being a store of value amongst countries. Now, the second thing that ended up happening, which has changed my mind about Bitcoin, is institutional adoption. A lot of the larger financial corporations have created Bitcoin spot ETFs, and products of that nature to increase the crypto's ownership by regular everyday people. A couple that I could think of right now is BlackRock and Block as two major corporations that's doing that. And I believe also that Robinhood is doing it, and PayPal, but I'm not 100% sure on the PayPal one. I'm feeling pretty good about that Robinhood one. Um, so now that institutions have started to adopt it, along with government adoptions, the viability of Bitcoin not going away really increases. And now, the third thing that makes me think Bitcoin will be a viable uh, investment and part of a lot of portfolios in the future is governments around the world's management of fiat currencies. It's not very good. They tend to overspend on budgets, and their answer to the overspending is to continue to create more money, whether it's using printing presses or digitally. But their answer is to increase the money supply. Now, that may work in the short term, and I don't know, it may even work in the long term. However, the one thing that I do know is that when you increase the supply of money and it chases a finite asset like Bitcoin is, the price or the value of that asset usually goes up um, over time and over the long run. And so, given those three things, I think Bitcoin has a place for sure in my portfolio. And, the purpose of this whole thing and this whole video is to just basically lay out my current line of thoughts on the cryptocurrency and at the same time admit to myself that I was wrong. Many people will say that the wisest thing that people can do is pivot when they see things changing in a different direction, and also to learn from their mistakes. Go through, analyze them, see what you did wrong, and to learn from it for the future. And so, think of this as exactly what it is. It's not advice for anyone out there. It's more of a digital journal for me, and to look back and see kind of what I was thinking on October 5th, 2025, and look at it 10 years down the road, and kind of see, what's my thinking on or off. Um, well, in that case, I was glad you were able to sit with me, while I kind of worked through my thoughts on what I'm thinking about Bitcoin and its place in my portfolio of investments. I like it. I kind of like it. It seems a lot like real estate, because with real estate, um, there's only making so much land, right? We're not making any more land. And so what's out there is out there. So, considering that, the supply is finite. And, when I think about it, if they create more money and if governments create more money, they'll be chasing a finite asset. The price of it over time should go up. And so those are my thoughts for me. And I was glad you were able to sit with me and, help me kind of work through those for my digital journal here. All right, we'll see you.